Welcome to the Apex. I'm your host, Zell, and let's jump right into sharp news because my voice is failing, and we're going to try to get through it as quickly as we can. From BladeReviews.com and our blog and print news, we have the Kizer Feist, or Feist. I don't know. I'll figure that one out before I do my review of it. Pretty cool little front flipper knife. And then from the Truth About Knives, we have Ask a Knifemaker the Truth About Rust. Pretty interesting article. Talks about rust, patinas, and kind of the makeup of steel a little bit. Well worth a read. And then from Knife News, we have Tip Up or Tip Down Carry. A self-defense expert weighs in. And then they also have an article on Benchmade's 2018 lineup. And Benchmade has done something pretty cool. They have released a good portion of their 2018 lineup as far as being able to pre-order it and being able to see what it is prior to SHOT Show later this month, which is actually kind of cool because SHOT Show is an industry show where most consumers don't get to go. You know, as a consumer, you have to watch, reviewers, industry insiders, and all those people's videos of stuff, which is cool for all the people that can make it because you don't have huge numbers of people trying to look at everything like you do at Blade Show and some of the others, and you can get better video, better interviews and the such, but it's kind of a bummer that the public can't get in and just see what's going on. Anyhow, Benchmade has released a good portion of their catalog. Some of it's pretty cool, some of it, well, it's Benchmade. And then the nice people over at Knife News got a hold of me and we had a conversation about the Valiant 717. And if you would like to see what I had to say, you can go over there and read the article. Ben did a good job putting that together. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate the opportunity, Ben. And if you want to know what I rambled on about, it's over at Knife News. And then in video, we have Nick Shabazz, also at Knife News, with his Knife Gripes number 46, The Extra Mile. And I want to stop right here for a moment. I want to talk about two things kind of quickly. First up, Shivers. If you are not on the list and you would like to support the channel, that's how we're going to do that. I've got some emails from various people wanting to know why I didn't have a Patreon account or why I don't have some sort of way to support the channel. Well, if demand gets big enough, we might do a Patreon, but I'm not really into that. I would rather you guys get something in your hands for supporting the channel. So that's where, not just the Shivers, but I have other designs, where those knives come in. I'm going to be maintaining a mailing list, and whenever a new design or a new batch of knives come out, before I go to a website or before I go to Instagram or whatever, for the first little while here, I don't know how long it'll last, those knives are going to go out to that mailing list. So even if you're not interested in what I have right now, if you're interested in supporting the channel, you may want to get on that mailing list. And to get on that mailing list, please send me an email. And even if you're not interested in the Shivers, please put Shivers in the subject line so that I can get you on that particular mailing list. Just make things a little easier for me. Right now, we have 6 or 8, I'm not sure, I haven't counted, of the 1095 Shivers left. They'll start going out in the next couple of days, sending emails out about those. I'll get to the 01 and the A2 Shivers and some of the fancier ones as soon as it gets warm enough that I can get back in the shop. If you're living under a rock or something, it's like 13 degrees outside right now. It's not supposed to do that around here. So I don't have any major heat sources in my shop. So I could go out there, but whenever your hands are shaking, you can't do anything. And whenever your hands are hurting from the cold, it's a little rough to do anything, especially whenever you have to deal with water. So as soon as it warms up enough I can get back in the shop, we'll get on to the 01, A2, and I have some other steels coming, and some other designs coming that you guys may be interested in. The other thing I want to talk about is the Knife and the friend of the channel, Elijah Isham's Eschaton. It is currently up for pre-order over at Blade HQ, and it may be up for pre-order other places. I think I saw somebody say GP Knives. If you are interested in that knife, you need to get your pre-order in. That knife is only going to have 1,200 knives total. Each one of them is going to come in a nice little box, like my 604 DST, the Damasteel 604, if you saw that video, with a certificate of authenticity and numbered and the whole deal. So if you want one of those, you need to get to one of those places and get your pre-order in, because once they're gone, from what I understand, the Eschaton is done for a while. That doesn't mean that we and Elijah may not come back with some super special limited editions later, but your general purpose limited edition, I guess you could say, will be over from what I understand. Now, don't hold my feet to the fire on that. That's just what I have heard. So if you're interested, get your pre-orders in. And now let's move along with video. And my voice is holding up pretty good, isn't it? And Dr. Frunky whips out the scalpel and unboxes the OKC Carter Squared. That is a much cooler knife than I anticipated. I probably should have ordered one of those, because that's... well, just go watch Dr. Frunky's video. And then, over with Fun with Knives, we have a good time with the Kershaw launch 1, 2, and 3. Puts a comparison out there of those 3 knives. And as you guys probably have figured out from the channel, I'm not a big into the side opening automatics. You know, I think I've reviewed maybe 3, if that many. And that's just a personal thing. If somebody wants to send one in, I'll be happy to review the knife for its merits, and I won't put my biases into it, because I do think some of them are really cool, and these Kershaws are really cool. I got to handle some of them here a few weeks ago, and I almost want to be into side-firing automatics, because, wow, they are just well put together knives, just like all the US-made Kershaws. And they've got some really good steel in them at their price point. Just a beautiful thing. And Fun with Knives has got the video to compare them for you. And then moving on, Kevin Cleary has the first impressions of the WE Knife Company 717 Valiant. And another cool little video. That is one stout little knife. And I guess because it's not specifically a knife for me, I'm kind of surprised. But many people are loving that knife. And, you know, rightly so. It's got great construction, and it's got that right there blade size at just under 3, or right at 3 inches is what WE says. Whenever I measured it, it was just under 3 inches. So it's legal in many places. Anyhow, I'll get off on a tangent there. Going on with some knife therapy from Stazza23. He has this week the top 10 knives under $100 and the top 10 knives over $100. 2 separate videos. Quality as always whenever you get your knife therapy. And from LuvThemKnives, he brings us another Elijah Isham design, collaboration with Jason Brous and Elijah Isham, the Echelon. Kind of a neat looking knife. I did not pick one of those up. Maybe I should have. But it's definitely something you want to get a look at, because just like all of Elijah's designs, pretty interesting stuff. And the House of Wisdom has the top 10 gentlemen's carry knives. And Walter Sorrells warms us up with Knife Making Tools Part 20, Heat Treating Ovens. And then for our bonus channel this week, some of you may not know, many of you probably do, but Blade HQ has a channel, and they don't just do these little short synopsises of knives like some of the other knife retailers. They actually have some good content where they do some knife testing. They do all kinds of different things, and they have a recurring show called Knife Banter that, you know, you got to realize that they're doing things from a dealer's point of view, but it's generally really great content. And if you haven't seen it, go check them out. And that is it for news. Don't forget to get your emails in about the knives coming out of here in support of the channel, and in support of my knife making endeavors. And if you're looking for an Eschaton, those pre-orders aren't going to be up forever, so you're probably going to want to go check those out. And You guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.